Hello students, I hope you all are safe and healthy. This is Rabia here, and today under the subject Science, branch Physics, let us start with the new chapter, that is Force and Pressure. Today let us discuss a topic on the introduction to force. Students, here you can observe that there is a football. The football is at rest. Now if you want this football to move, what will you do? You will either try to kick it so that it starts moving. Now look at this particular image here. Here are the hockey players who are trying to flick the ball. They are flicking the ball to reach the goal. Here the ball is again in motion. That means it is in the movement. So in both these cases, you can see that the ball undergoes a motion once you try to kick or if you try to flick it. Now look at this particular image now. This is a car which is moving. Likewise, you come across various things around you which is in motion. Like this, you have already seen that the moving of the ball, and this is the best one where the door is being closed and opened. Another movement which you experience is the pulling of the drawer and the pushing of the cart or the trolley, and also the pulling of any animal. Here a boy is trying to pull the cow. So students, in all these cases, the objects, that means a car, the ball, door, the drawer, the trolley or any animal, are in motion. That means there is a change in state of the motion of the object. Clear? Now look at this particular image here. Here you can see there is a book on the table. Now if I ask you to move this book, what will you do? You will try to move the book either by pulling it towards you, or you will try to lift it, or you will try to push the book. Right? So this is how you can move this particular book which is on the table. Now this one, here is the opening and the closing of the door. Now if I ask you to close the door, you will try to hold this knob and try to push the door. And if I ask you to open the door, what will you do? You will try to pull the door outside. Correct? Now coming to this next image, here is a lady who is trying to draw the water from the well. What will she do after water is being filled in the pot? She will try to pull it and the pot will be lifted up. Correct? Now moving on to the next one, here the drawer is being pulled outside. If you want to close it, you will try to push it inside. Here you can see a player is kicking the ball. So what is happening? Here the ball is moving forward. It's moving in this direction. Correct? And here is a batsman who is trying to hit the ball. So in all these cases, students, whether it is been kicking or it is been opening and closing or hitting, everywhere it involves the basic and the general word we can put together is the push and a pull. So here you can push the book, you can pull the book, you can pull the water, you're trying to hit the ball, that means you're pushing the ball towards a particular direction. Right? So together you can say that the objects are in push and pull motion. So whenever there is a push and a pull of an object, there is a technical word in the physics, and that is known as force. So whenever a push or a pull is supplied onto the object, that means the force exists over there. So when there is a force, that means with the force you're trying to push, with the force you're trying to pull. Now, when does force come into play? Let us try to understand this with a particular example. Look here, students. Here is a man and here is a car, and this man is standing behind the car, and this car is not moving. It has some technical engine problem and it's not moving. Can this man, without touching the car, move this car in the forward direction? No, he cannot do it, right? Look at this now. For the car to move forward, there should be a particular contact between the two objects. Here the man is one object and this car is another object. So when there is a particular contact, only then the car will move forward. Let us see this example now. Here is a competition between these two girls of who is being more powerful or who is having more strength than the other. So they are trying to push each other. Now to prove that who is strong than the other, there should be two people competing with each other. So they are trying to push each other. This girl cannot stand by herself and tell I am strong. They have to prove. So they are trying to push each other and prove. And look at this particular image. Here is an animal and there are some people who are trying to pull this particular animal. And on the other hand, this animal is trying to pull itself away as well. Right? And look at this particular image here. Here there are two girls who are trying to hold their hand and spin around. So what is happening over here? There is a particular interaction between the two objects. So when the force is acting upon any object, that means there should be two objects, and the two objects has to interact with each other. Only then there is a force. So altogether, forces are due to interaction. With only one object, there is no force taking place. Force will take place when two or more objects will try to interact with each other. Clear? Okay, so what have you learnt in today's class is the force could be a push or a pull of an object, and also a force arises due to the interaction between the two objects. So these are the 2 points which you learnt in today's class. So what values you learnt is that force yourself towards the achievement of goals. The force should be driven inside you. It has to enlighten your spirit to reach your goals. I hope you enjoyed the class, students. That's it for today. Thank you.